Welcome back to Mobility Insider. I'm Morten Hannesbo. Our channel remains unsponsored. All of the views and conclusions are based on me having had a 35-year career in automotive. Over the last couple of years, Tesla has experienced headwind. And I think there are two reasons for that. First of all, there's a lot more competition. You have the Volkswagen range. They have a lot of very attractive electric vehicles. You have the Koreans, Kia, Hyundai. You have a lot of Chinese competition. You have Ford and many others. And that's the main reason. The second reason is that Tesla's model range is now aging. And of course, you have a third reason, which is Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, who is polarizing, and some customers may not like that. In terms of volume, in the first half of 2025, Tesla sold 721,000 cars worldwide. Compare that to last year, they sold 831,000 vehicles worldwide. That's a decline of 13.2%, which is quite a big decline. And when you're thinking of it, most of the cars Tesla are selling are either Model Y, like this one, or the Model 3. The other three models, the Cybertruck, the Model S and Model X, only make about 10,000 per quarter, so 40,000 cars per year, so they are not really relevant for the total number. So it's time for a reality check for Tesla, and now they need to adapt and improve their performance. And the key to that is this model, the Model Y, because the Model Y sells 2/3 of all Teslas worldwide. This is the 2025 version in the version Juniper. The design has really been improved, in my opinion. You have the light strip, which is quite remarkable. You have a similar improvement at the back of the vehicle with a new light strip. And overall, the car looks much more contemporary than before. In terms of powertrain, this is more or less unchanged compared to the previous dual motor version. You get 507 horsepower, about 378 kilowatt of power. You get the 75 kilowatt hour battery, and the range is approximately 568 kilometers. Tesla promises 4.8 seconds to 100 kilometers, and the top speed is 201 kilometers per hour. The Model Y is still very competitively priced, so you get a lot of car for your money, but it is no longer the bargain it was back in Q1 of 2023 when the prices came down significantly. So partly because Tesla has increased the prices a little bit, but also because the competition has come down significantly. The price for the dual motor version with the large battery is a base sticker of 52,990 Swiss francs. So once you start adding options, the car gets a little bit more expensive. If you take the FSD option, the full self-driving option, that will cost you 7,300 Swiss francs. These wheels will cost you 2,200 Swiss francs. If you want the two-tone interior with the bright interior, then you pay 1,200 Swiss francs. For that, a towing hitch will cost you 1,300 Swiss francs, and so it goes on. Eventually, this car, as it stands here, is 66,000 Swiss francs. One area where the Model Y really beats the competition is in terms of interior space. You get a total of 2,138 liters of storage space, of which in the front you have 117 liters. So you see the size of the vehicle, it has grown a little bit to 479 centimeters. It really gives you a lot of interior space. In the width, it remains fairly compact, with a width, including mirrors, of 213 centimeters. And it also comes with a lot of practical features, software solutions that is not seen in any of the competitive vehicles. When I tested the prior Model Y, the car had a weak point, and that was the suspension and the comfort and the noise level in the vehicle. So I would like to show you how the new car has been improved in those areas. Tesla is known for adding the best hardware and the best software. And I have to say, I think the way this works is the best in the industry. It is ultra responsive. I really like that. It's very clear when you drive. You can easily see it's so fine in the detail. It's very impressive. And also you have the entertainment in terms of YouTube capability and many other apps that you can use while you're waiting in the car, for instance, when you're charging your car. And of course, the various options you have for dog mode. You can sleep in the car, and you can set the car to ventilate during the night and keep the temperature at your chosen temperature. These are all solutions that Tesla just do really well, and no one else comes close, at least not yet. Even the best from China don't offer the full package as Tesla does. It's a joy to drive the Model Y in its new shape. Low noise levels, the handling is very precise, and at the same time it's fairly comfortable. And I think we're going to see a fantastic result in terms of just how efficient the Model Y is. The Tesla Model Y and also its sibling, the Tesla Model 3, are both handling well. I like the way they drive. The sporty cars are fairly comfortable, and you can also adjust the steering feel. I now put it into the heavy steering, which I like because it gives me a sporty feel. Overall, I think most families and most drivers will be quite happy with the way that the Tesla Model Y drives. Now we have to talk about the full self-driving software. Tesla offers the FSD package at the price of 7,300 Swiss francs. Actually, it doesn't make a lot of sense to buy the FSD pack yet. It will probably be something you will be happy to have in a few years' time. But for the time being, it doesn't really add any value. In fact, I don't like driving with it in Europe, in Switzerland, because it is very gibbery. When you activate it, it pulls the wheel, and the lane assist is not very good either. However, if you change to the normal cruise control, where you have also the adaptive cruise control, the car all of a sudden works really well. And that's what I would do. I would not buy the FSD package. I don't recommend you do that. I don't think you'll be happy with that. But of course, at a later stage, when regulations change in Europe and Tesla has improved the system, it is probably an option you would then like to buy from Tesla. And I'm sure you can buy that as an after installation in terms of the software update you'll need to have. Other things that are really nice about the car. The steering wheel gives you a nice feeling. It's very comfortable, nice size, and it's thick in the padding. It has finally gotten an indicator stalk again, which is a big improvement over what they had before, where you had to change lane using the indicator on the steering wheel. Thank you for that, Tesla. Now, still outstanding, in my opinion, what Tesla could do better is to have another gear selector. It is on the screen. You need to change the direction, front, rear, or neutral. I would like to have it on the steering column as it had before, but it's not something that is really that important. I think most people will get used to it. And don't forget, you can also change the gear selector up here in the ceiling. Something many have complained about, and that includes myself, is that you don't have a screen in front of the driver. If you want to see how fast you're going, or any other thing you need to see on the screen, you need to look a little bit to the right, so you see the speed up here. But again, it's something you do get used to. If you use cruise control, that would also set the speed and tell you how fast you're going. So I think now the package is acceptable. Before, without the indicator stalk, I did find it rather a nuisance. Now I'm okay with it. I've now changed back into the auto steer beta mode. This is the function I really don't like too much. It's a little bit nervous, but so far so good. Here I'm allowed to go 80. We're going 53. Let's give the system a chance to correct that. Okay, now we're going 80. I'm not too happy with that. So auto steer. I mean, this is terrible. This is really not good. Okay, so auto steer. We go, whoa. Right, so I just have to say, it doesn't work for me. It's not good enough. Tesla, you have to improve that. Otherwise, it ain't gonna sell in Europe. I don't think it's worth the money. But anyway, it was worth a try. So you just saw that the movements are too, I always say, too nervous. And you go into a curve and it feels like you're gonna hit the wall. Maybe it will correct at the end before you do that. But it's not something that I want to wait and see if that happens. So now back to normal cruise control. The auto steer has been switched off. The car is easy to drive. Does give, that was a small brake that I actually don't need. I don't think it should do. So those, and here it doesn't slow down. And the phantom brakes do happen now and then, especially in a curve like this, where you have the sun against you, and now there's a car in my lane, so in that case it's okay. But I'm not convinced Tesla has the best system. If you look at Audi, Volkswagen, BMW and others, they have a much more reliable, much more comfortable auto steer system, and the adaptive cruise control is more comfortable as well. I'm not impressed with the auto steer. I'm not impressed with the cruise control, although the cruise control is fine-ish, it's okay, but the auto steer, oh no, I don't like that. I don't think we're even close to what it should be. So that concludes the standard route test of, in this case, 56.8 kilometers according to the Tesla trip counter. It's 40% highway, it's 20% built-up area, and it's 40% on country roads. Always do the same test in chill mode in this particular case. And we had the temperature in the cabin set at 21 degrees Celsius. But the result based on that, 13.68 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And that compares to the test results so far based on 359.6 kilometers of 15.74 kilowatt hours consumption per 100 kilometers. On the plus side, the price of the Model Y is still very fair. And you also get a lot of horsepower. In this car, 507 horsepower with the dual motor. And at the same time, you get a class-leading efficiency. The average consumption over 500 kilometers I've been driving the car is just 15.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So, and just how good is that number? If we compare that to two other options, let's take the Kia EV3 or the Skoda Elroq, both new entries to the SUV segment. The Model Y is still at least 10% more efficient despite having much more power and four-wheel drive. When you buy a new Model Y, you always get adaptive cruise control, and that really works quite well. You can also have the FSD option, and that actually only gives you the auto steer function. It doesn't give you any full self-driving function, at least not yet. So I would recommend you don't buy the FSD option, which is a 7,300 Swiss franc option. Just go with the standard package, and at a later stage, you can very surely buy the software solution from Tesla when they have improved it. There's one more small thing I would like to mention. Tesla used to have a dual click function on the steering wheel, 1 click for cruise control and 2 clicks for auto steer. They have changed that in the Model Y. Now you only have the option of 1 click, one for activating and another click for deactivating. And that's quite annoying. So you cannot choose between auto steer and cruise control while driving. To make the change, you need to stop the vehicle, put it into park and change it in the menu system. And that is quite annoying. The final negative point I have on the Model Y is that the charging speed is actually quite slow. It will take you 30 minutes to charge from 10 to 80%, and the maximum charge speed is 250 kilowatt. In the US, they have a different battery and a higher charging speed. I believe they have a Panasonic battery, where we have the LG battery in Europe, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But here, Tesla urgently needs to become more competitive. So apart from those negative points I just mentioned, the charging speed and the less than optimal full self-driving and auto steer function, what you get here is one of the best family SUVs in today's marketplace. I've decided to give the Model Y a full 4-star rating out of possible 4 stars because it is probably the best car in this segment for most families if you're looking for a fully electric car. Thank you for watching Mobility Insider. Don't forget to comment, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video.